Hey guys, thank you so much for watching. Let's do a raised bed garden tour. So we're going to start on this side of the garden, and we will start right here with this basket. So last year I planted lemon balm in this basket, and this year because lemon balm is in the mint family, it came back, it overwintered, and I'm hoping that it doesn't spread anywhere, but worst case, I'll give this basket to the chickens and they'll annihilate this lemon balm. But I mean, right now it's not an issue. I love lemon balm, and I have a lot of lemon balm in my garden, and I'll show you that. Next we have this bed. This is the nasturtium we planted together. It's doing so well. I planted this horseradish last year, and the blooms on this plant have just been so beautiful. I looked it up on Google whether I should cut the bloom stalks back and just, if it'll focus on roots, and it said you didn't really have to. If you want to cut them. If not, the plant will still be just fine. And I'm so glad I didn't cut them, because they have been absolutely just gorgeous all spring. Such beautiful flowers. I know I've shared them in other videos, and they are just spectacular. So down in here, I planted one of my pink blooming dandelions, and I can't wait to see what that bloom looks like. We've got sage under there this way. I've got thyme here. My ginger is planted in here. I didn't do a ton of ginger this year because ginger doesn't do very well for me. So I just have 2 pieces that are planted there. I've got some onions planted here that are getting blocked out by this big lemon balm, which I'm trying to see if this will bloom for me. I would love to see blooms on it. So I'm kind of waiting around. And then after it blooms, I'm gonna shear it back really low, but I'll probably cut this portion here just to get more light in here to the onions. There's another sage, another dandelion, and then I know there's some stuff back this way. We've got some dill back here. I might have to do like a little pruning on this, but definitely saving the bulk of this to see if it'll bloom. But I've got some other things back there. There's some onions, some weeds, a slug. Ugh. Okay, so let's move on to the next bed. In this bed, we together, you and I, we planted nasturtiums, we planted onion sets, and then we also planted sweet peas together. And then some of the other plants in here, like dill, tomato, there's more dill, basil, things like that, were plants that I just stuck in here on my own just to give it a space. And everything's looking pretty good. The onions are kind of flopping over. They're not ready to be pulled, but it's just something that happens with onions. When a plant stalk gets too tall, it can be very floppy, so they're fine. Let's move on back. These sweet peas are the blooms are so pretty. I've never had this color bloom before, and then the pods are purple too, so that adds like extra beauty to them. So here's the bed just behind the sweet peas, and this bed was one of 2 of my winter sowing beds, and I ended up cutting the collards out because they had been we wanted to eat them, and they also were being devoured by slugs. So we took those out. We were able to eat some of it, and then the rest we gave to the chickens. We also had lettuce, black-seeded Simpson lettuce going this way, and I didn't harvest that on video, but we harvested that also because it was looking terrible. Like, it looked so bad. It was being eaten alive. So all of that went to the chickens. What's left from that winter sowing is arugula. I love arugula. It's so good in salad mixes, and growing my own, it is so much stronger than the store-bought arugula. So if you love arugula, you love that little spice in your salads, definitely try growing your own, or even just trying it out. If you want to try it out, get it from the grocery store. So good. So I've got green onion in here, basil going down. I'm growing a couple different types of basil, so I'm going to see, you know, what the differences are between them. So far, smell wise, it's not much. I've got peppers in here, more basil. We've got lemon balm down there on the corner. This lemon balm has been in that same spot for about 3 years now. So he's happy. He gets pruned back, and he hasn't taken over this bed quite yet. If he happens to ever take over this bed, I will have to dig him up really deeply, and that might not even fix it. So yeah. Okay, so let's move on to this bed. This was one of the winter sown beds. Right here we have cilantro that's going to flower. We got to this late, but I love cilantro. I'm going to continue to seed this all season long. So if you have any cooler areas of your garden, definitely try sowing some cilantro. They like cooler weather. We've got chard that we started for the early spring garden. It's doing good. We've got some oregano. I did put a, what are those called? This right here. It's a pineapple ground cherry, and I cannot wait to try it. More Swiss chard. Those are my bush beans. I actually need to start sowing some more seeds for those. And I was thinking about putting them in here and just kind of in between these plants sowing more bush beans. But they're looking good. For me, they took a while to get to this point to even break the soil surface. So I don't know if our weather was just too cool or what, but now they're up and going, and they look really good. This is the 7-year-old's garden bed, and we bought her 2 dwarf blueberry bushes. I got her some strawberry plants on clearance. These are strawberries that we her and I sowed these seeds together like a couple months ago, and this is how far they are. And then she wanted some snapdragons in her bed, so we put a few in. I'm actually probably going to add a few more snapdragons because I need to pop them in some places. They're still in nursery pots over there, and they need to get in the ground. So in this back portion of her bed, I'm going to try to find some dwarf raspberry bushes, thornless, so that she can have her raspberries back there, because she loves raspberries and blueberries. So I want to make sure that she has her own little space with her own little fruit beds that she does not have to share with anyone, and she can just come out and tend to it on her own. She has another bed that has strawberries in it. It is this way. It's over there. Here, we'll just walk over there. So this is her bed from last year, and she's got some really great looking strawberry plants in here, and she's already harvested probably a handful of berries from here. I would say about 5 or 6 berries, and the plants in here are doing really good. There were other things planted in here, but like last year, but nothing else has come back. This is the pot of lemon balm that we planted together, and I accidentally put a this is not lemon balm here. You can tell it looks much different than the lemon balm plants, but this is a papyrus grass, and I probably am going to move it because I don't want anything inedible mixed with anything edible, just because it can be easily mixed up, especially for children. So this basket here also has lemon balm in it, and I think I will go ahead and give it to the chickens. I might add, before I do that, I might sow some more things in there that they would love, and then hand it off to them. And then once they've pecked it clean, bring it back out, and then sow more in there for them, because they love getting little special things like this, and they can help keep this lemon balm like manageable. So this fuzzy plant here, this is my asparagus, and if you don't harvest your asparagus, it will go and turn into this fuzzy fern-like bush, and it's beautiful, which is why I left it. The asparagus in this bed are about 2 years old now. I started them from roots. If you start your asparagus from seed, it can take years, so just be mindful of that. If you sow it from roots, you don't harvest your asparagus the first year, you harvest the second year. This was our year. I believe this was the year to harvest, and this is the second or third year. So we just didn't get around to grabbing everything that popped up. So that's why they started to go and bush out like this. But I think they're beautiful this way. I love seeing this. The only thing is when they get really tall, they kind of flop over. So those guys I'll cut back. I'm going to see if they're okay for the chickens to have. And if they are, toss it in there to the chickens. So this bed here is, well, mostly fully planted. We've got nasturtium in the front that we planted together over here. This side, the seeds that went this way did not germinate, so I was thinking about popping more seeds in there. But when I tell you nasturtium gets so big and bushy, I don't think I feel like the vines will find their way there and it will be just fine. Like, this is a lot already. We've got chamomile, peppers, onions. There's kale in there. There is tomatoes. Everything's kind of mixed around, which I really love. We've got oregano, basil, dill. There's some carrots from last year in there that are going to flower, and I cannot wait to see that. There's thyme, there's arugula, and then this side kind of matches with the onions, and then a few other plantings, nasturtium, parsley, lots of herbs. And then we've got, what was this again? I can't even read my own handwriting. Tarragon, sage. So a lot of different things. There's some marigolds in there, cilantro down here. This is a pretty fun bed. Basil, I see some purple basil there, and everything's looking so good. This herb bed is also a raised bed, so we will tour this. We've got thyme, we've got the pink dandelions, chives, dill, parsley, stevia, all kinds of stuff. Calendula, fuzzy sage. Let me smell it. Yeah, it smells like sage. I love the fuzzy. If I can get something fuzzy as opposed to like a smooth leaf, I'm going for the fuzzy. Overall, this bed is looking really good. It's doing so well. The pansies, they're looking a little rough. Not exactly sure. I think this one got hammered with rain, and I see some water in there. Let me try to dump it. I need to clean the drain hole. I need to put something in there and kind of clear that out, because that one's holding water. I'm not sure if this one is. No, this one's not holding water, but that one is. So I know its drain hole is plugged. Okay, let's head to the back garden. Okay, so this big bed is 3 by 6. We built this a few years ago. I've got the nasturtium we sewed together in here. My garlic is doing super good. My scapes are coming up. I'm so excited. I love garlic scapes. I don't have a ton more to plant, just given like how hard I've been going lately in these videos. I've been planting like everything so fast. So we've got like 2 or 3 pepper plants that still need to go in. My beans are up. You can see the beans we planted here, pole beans. Back there up. Those are my snaps that I need to get in. And then we've got this second 3 by 6 bed that has peppers, tomatoes, thyme, nasturtium on the end there. What else is in here? Eggplant, parsley, squash. There's a few squash plants in there that look really good. Look at that. Here's the first Vego bed that I ever got, and it's got a trellis on it. We've got our worm bin that's doing really good that we just put in. This bed has potatoes, it has green onion, it has peppers, it has thyme, dill. What else is in here? Chamomile. I think that's about it. I will probably pop more stuff in as I see special things at like the greenhouses that I didn't grow, but I tried to grow as much of the things that we loved and the things that we wanted to try. So I have so many plants of, I have so many basils, and I have a lot of dill, and I have a lot of oregano, because those are the things that we love to grow and we love to utilize. So when I see new things at the store, I'll grab those, and those will be able to get popped in to some of these empty spots. Here is my second Vego bed. This one was installed late last year, and we had this sage here over winter, and I'm so glad that it's doing well. It's so beautiful. It's slightly fuzzy, but still a little rough, but I like the texture on it compared to other sage plants. We've got onion in here. We've got chives out there, then like regular bulb growing onions here, potatoes, there's stevia, there is basil, and I think that's about it for this bed. Once the onions come out, then I'll be able to plant some other things in there. Right now I don't have any other things to, if those onions were to come out today, I don't have any other plants ready for this bed. So that's something that I need to think about with my onions that I have here and up there, and then the potatoes, because once those things come out, then all of my stuff will be planted and I won't have anything. So I'll have to prepare for that situation before it comes up, whether I start seeds or whether I go out and buy other veggies to pop in those beds. Last but not least, this is our round Vego bed, and this bed has raspberries in the center and it has strawberries around the edge, and I popped in some of the extra herbs. So we've got tarragon, sage, some dill, I don't think there's oregano in here, just basil, and then I think that's about it. But the deer came through and they ate a lot of the raspberry bushes, so I'm hoping that we still get a harvest this year, but we'll see. I've been trying to keep up on spraying, and with the rain that we've had, it's kind of washed some of that deer spray off. So we've been having a little bit of nibbling here and there. Some hostas got eaten down to the ground, the usual. But for the most part, they've left the berry bushes alone since. What I want to call out right here is this robust little strawberry plant. Like, look at this thing. He got eaten and he just like came back just so strong. The strawberry plants are around the edge, around the other plants, are trying to come back. But as I get more plants, as these produce offsets, I'm gonna plant them back into this bed and then back into, you know, my daughter's little bed up there, and just keep it going. Like, you can buy strawberries, you know, once, and from there continue to like grow new plants and have your own stockpile of strawberry plants if you want. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you have any questions about any of the plants that you saw, any of the garden beds that you saw, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.